So I couldn't think of how else to introduce it.
Yeah. We need a theme song.
Well, I keep on waiting on Zach, but I was actually messaging with him last night, and he doesn't have... Apparently, it's a bit more complicated to hook up a synthesizer to a keyboard or to a computer than I would have thought.
Huh.
I would have thought it'd been like some sort of USB cable. No, it's like a MIDI cable, and you need some sort of sound card to go through, and it's a big fucking pain in the ass. And I was like, well, would you be able to use a virtual keyboard?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know what you mean by that. And I was just like, just pull up a keyboard on the computer and you just use the mouse to click on the keys. Oh, no, that's not happening. We're like, okay, well, I'm thinking about, we gotta find something.
Yeah.
The half dozen followers that we have, they're not going to stand for this amateur hour bullshit.
They demand quality, and it's on us to deliver.
This is week 6 of 2016, Video Nasties week.
Oh, yes.
Did I have the right week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure
I saw you laughing. I thought, oh fuck, did I just fuck up the week?
No, I'm just
laughing
preemptively laughing at
the movie.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, it's for this one we chose Island of Death, but we'll get to that in a little bit. I guess let's hit the off-topic stuff first.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to get off your chest?
Yeah. I don't really know what I have for off topic. I didn't put any notes down, but
Alright, well, I guess I'll go.
I'm just looking forward to Deadpool, I guess. We could start with that. We're a couple days away from that, so...
yeah, we'll be doing a bonus episode of that, where we will review it immediately after.
At no extra charge to you listeners.
Yes. Just keeping consistent with the no charge from day one.
Yes.
God damn it, people, come on. We've also got... we are now being covered by both Stitcher and iTunes.
Yep.
That's cool. So check us out on there somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't personally, I don't use either one of them for...
Yeah, I downloaded Stitcher to check out the that episode of the Gory Details that you did, the Near Dark one.
Okay.
And that's, to date, all I have done with Stitcher, but...
Worked well?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a nice interface. If I listened to more podcasts, maybe I would
there you go.
Frequent it more often.
Check out Stitcher, Kevin Seiler says. Put that in quotations.
Yeah.
I did a little bit more this past week of the 1001 Movies mission. One night I watched Pink Flamingos for the first time. Have you seen that?
I saw like maybe 20 minutes or so of it when I was way too young to be watching it.
Yeah, there's a very large span of life where I would say someone is too young or too old to be watching this movie. And, for all the stuff that happened in the movie, I'm just kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
Didn't really have an impact on me because the movie was, like, at all times, it was still trying really, really hard.
Yeah.
Like, it just wasn't working for me. It was just like, it was just all kind of white noise. Like, you can have a threesome with a chicken all you want to. I don't care.
Yeah.
No offense to John Waters fans out there. I remember seeing Cecil B. Demented and thinking that wasn't too bad. So,
yeah,
I don't full out dislike John Waters. There was another night where I watched this short movie called Night and Fog.
Yeah.
About the concentration camps of the Holocaust, which was devastating.
Yeah.
And I followed that up with, well, let's go ahead and watch another really, really short one. Here, this movie's called Passenger, 58 minutes. Buzz right through that. Motherfucker, it was another concentration camp movie. So that was a fun night.
Yeah.
And I guess the very last off-topic thing that I have, Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Which was last night. I'll keep it brief because I don't know how much of a crossover there is in terms of interest with football and all 4 of our listeners.
Yeah.
Last time I checked on our YouTube page, that's the amount of views our last video had 4 listeners.
Great.
So, yeah. Huge drop. But, or whatever. Here's hoping that changes.
Yeah.
Anyhow, Super Bowl. I watched it. It was fine. It wasn't. I don't think anyone's gonna make an argument that it's one of the best Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Team that won ended up getting the lead a couple minutes into the game, and they never let go of that lead.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty defense-heavy game too. So there really wasn't much to say about it. A lot of noise going on above us. It is weird how it's such a consistent beat. I'm just waiting.
I'm thinking about going to the office tomorrow and being like, listen, these people have to fucking cut it out or I'm going to deal with it myself, because between the fucking dog barking all the goddamn time, fucking stomping, arguing, yelling.
Alright.
Yeah.
So it wasn't great, but it was fine. The commercials were a bit of a letdown.
Really?
Yeah. The only one of interest outside of like movie commercials was this one for ketchup. They just had a bunch of wiener dogs in hot dog costumes frolicking through a field. And then like leaping into the arms of people in costumes of ketchup bottles. That was good.
Yeah.
That was about it. Everything else I was like, Of course, I don't know, man. Because the one that they had a few years ago of the little kid dressed up as Darth Vader and trying to use the Force on a bunch of different things and it's not working, and he tries to use the Force on his dad's Volkswagen.
Yeah.
And he does like little beep boop. Everyone loves that commercial. And I'm just like, I don't give a shit. It's Star Wars and little kids, man. What the fuck you got to do after that? That's such pandering.
It's not even low-hanging fruit at that point. That fruit's already on the ground.
Exactly, yeah. I will definitely agree with that. Well, we got through the off-topic stuff really, really fast.
Yeah. I mean, I guess... Yeah, I watched A Trip to the Moon.
The silent one?
Yeah.
With the ship in the eye?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that was entertaining.
I enjoyed it.
Considering it was made in like 1903,
it's a nice little time capsule sort of thing.
Then I watched a couple Wallace and Gromit short films because
I haven't seen that in years.
Yeah, I hadn't either. I really enjoy them. The two I watched were A Close Shave and The Wrong Trousers, which are both on that on the list of movies with 100% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
I think I've seen... I remember The Wrong Trousers.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess let's go ahead and dive into the movie. Alright, so this one was Island of Death. It was made in the Greek islands.
Of Death?
Yes. And, alright.
Here we go.
The director of the movie has gone on record as saying it was purely for money. He saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre and thought, wow, this movie's making a shitload of money. Let's make something even more reprehensible and we'll make even more money. I don't think he made more money. Yeah. But it definitely does feel like, alright, we got a checklist of stuff here. Let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, let's do that. It starts off very innocent.
Yeah.
It's got kind of like a foreign sort of French New Wave, maybe sort of like, young lovers on vacation sort of vibe. And it takes a real intense turn.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what was the first thing they did. There was the homophobic inspired double homicide. But there was something before that.
Before that, there was the French painter.
That's
and there was the phone call to mom while they're fucking in the phone booth.
Yeah, let's go ahead and see it. Spoiler alert for the rest of this. I don't really think this is the type of movie where it's like, oh goodness,
Yeah.
you've ruined it. But spoiler alert, it turns out at the end of the movie that this couple are brother and sister. And clearly the people above us are devastated at this.
Yes.
They're losing their shit up there.
Yeah, they're like rearranging the entire apartment because that's how...
As they do on a daily basis.
Yes.
But, yeah, they it's got to be like the first day, I think, when they're in town.
Yeah, it's like right at the beginning of the movie. It's actually the first note I have written
let's
down.
hop in the phone booth, call up our mom, and fuck.
Yeah. Which, like, I guess that's sort of, I guess you don't really see the full impact of that until it's revealed at the end of the movie.
Well, yeah, at that point, even...
I mean, it's bizarre.
Yeah, it's still it's kind of like maybe like something you'd see in Last Tango in Paris sort of thing, like a Bertolucci sort of intense but sexual sort of note. Yeah. Yeah, there's the opening murder where she fucks some painter.
Yeah, in like the middle of a field while...
He's painting like a cathedral or something. Yeah. And the boyfriend brother is taking photos the whole time. Which that was a nice little touch throughout the movie that I thought was arty. Yeah. Of working in, like, they're taking photos of everything that they're doing, and so they're occasionally cutting to like the photos as they're being taken. Yeah. And that the shutter speed sound is used as like a transition from scene to scene pretty often. Yeah. That was a cool little touch too. And then the second one is like, first of all, I should point out, like, I'm not gonna say that it's like sexual depravity or that's running rampant on this island. Yeah. So I wouldn't say that being gay is sexual depravity at all. Yeah. But it's like there's a lot of sexual diversity going on this small island. Yeah. You have really horny 60-year-old women. Yeah. Like, she's got to be... yeah. I don't think she's below 50 at least. Yeah. You have a couple of gay couples. Yeah. You have a lesbian.
Lesbian heroin addict.
That's true, yeah. Well, yep, good point. Lesbianism often leads to heroin. Because they're not really a big fan of just heroes. They want someone that represents them.
I gotta be honest, I didn't really care for Heroes either, what I watched of it.
I think I watched like 1.5 episodes. But I have the first season on DVD. Oh, okay. Because it was cheap. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of sexual diversity going on in this very small island. Maybe it's just because it's Europe. I don't know. Yeah, they're more outgoing usually. Right. But I did like. I don't know if you noticed this. This was just one of those moments like, what? Where they're invited to the engagement party of one of the gay couples, and it starts off, and it's just random shots of people mingling throughout the house. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, like, I guess he's got to be the top in this relationship. He's definitely the one in charge of the relationship. The older one. He, like, all of a sudden he does like the little clinking of the wine glass, and all of a sudden he's like, "Attention everyone, I want you to meet Brock." Woo! And like all of a sudden it's like, did no one know why they were here? He just all of a sudden announces, "Oh, in case you didn't notice, after being in my house for a party for a fucking half hour for my engagement, this is the person I'm engaged to." Yeah. Oh, nice. Okay. It
all makes sense now. Yeah, applaud.
He wasn't like hidden in a room or anything. It wasn't like a big reveal. He's been mingling with everyone the whole time. Maybe he was tucked away in the closet or something. I don't know.
I get it.
I'm loving it. I don't think that's the song. I think I merged two songs there. But yeah, that was weird. Yeah. It was funny though. Like, I guess that's one thing going on throughout this movie. There's a lot of depraved acts going on in this movie. You know, you get the the good old-fashioned murder, rape, torture combo that we all know and love.
Yeah. Appreciate, I guess.
Acknowledge for its existence.
Yeah.
But we also, we have homophobia, we have incest, we have bestiality.
Mm-hmm.
And none of it really offended me at all. Not because, like, I'm just that hard-edged or anything. It was just... the movie was too amateur. Yeah. Like, the acting was spotty at best.
Yeah.
The guy was doing a decent job.
Yeah.
She seemed really uncomfortable throughout the entire movie. I don't think she really wanted to be doing this type of movie, and I can understand that.
Right.
But her performance was very stilted because of it, and there was a lot of other stilted performances too.
Yeah.
There's later on. There's the journalist that's kind of catching on to them, who's played by the director.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was the director, and he is fucking horrible. He ended up playing the part because, if I remember correctly, I think it was he wasn't willing to give the original actor the $50 that they wanted. So he's like, "Fuck you, get out! I'm doing this." And he probably should just give them the $50 because he's fucking horrible. Let's see. Okay, so we have the opening murder. We have the homophobic double murder. They kill some middle-aged horn dog chick after he pees on her.
Yeah, pees on her, and then she bites him, so he slaps her. She runs away, trips, and falls in one of the most awkward falls I've seen in a movie.
Oh, yeah, it was like, I'm tripping and falling, but I'm totally going to catch myself.
Yeah.
Slowly.
Yeah. And so he chases after her, beats her head against the ground until she's unconscious, and they haul her body out and decapitate her with a bulldozer.
Yeah, which was just like, were there no knives around?
Yeah.
This is so, like, first of all, where'd you get the keys?
Yeah.
To the bulldozer?
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm thinking is like, oh, well, thank God there's this bulldozer here with a set of keys in it.
People just can't walk onto construction sets and start up a bulldozer in the middle of the night.
It's really difficult.
You got to know how to hotwire it.
Yeah.
And I don't remember them hotwiring this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't understand that at all. Then you have they killed the...
There's the detective.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the detective that they hang.
Yeah. Shows up in the movie for like 2 minutes.
From a flying plane.
Yeah.
Which the whole time, like, they were on the ground for quite a while with the noose around his neck and the rope, kind of being held from inside the plane, so they're basically dragging him along. But they're not going that fast. He could have easily gotten that fucking noose off.
Yeah.
And I never really understood, like, because, the whole thing was, like, while they're in the air, he's holding on to, it's not the wing, but, like, one of the metal bars that's supporting the wing.
Right.
And he's got a pretty good grip on that fucking thing. Why do you let go?
Yeah.
Considering that it's your life at stake, it's like, I'm holding on.
Yeah.
But he gave up pretty easily. Or, well, no, not pretty easily, because it did feel like it went on for like 5 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
Just flying around and waiting for this guy to let go.
At one point, it looks like they're landing, and then the very next shot is them in the air.
All the way up in the air.
Not even ascending. They're like at ceiling.
They've hit the glass ceiling of the video game that they're in. What else we got? There's the heroin addicted lesbian bartender.
Yeah.
Who she seduces very unwillingly.
Yeah.
Like that. I think the character was supposed to not really want to be doing it, and you can also tell the actress really did not want to be doing it.
Yeah.
Which made it just that hotter.
Yeah.
Not really, but it made it really fucking awkward. It's like, how am I supposed to do anything with this? Come on, people.
There were the 2 hippies that break in and try to rape her while she's in the bathtub.
That's true. And that was an interesting moment because through narration afterwards, we find out that they got in touch with the police about it, and during the scuffle, they killed the 2 hippies.
Yeah.
And they were able to successfully convince the police that it was the 2 hippies that had been committing all the murders that they had been committing on the island at this point. They had a complete and total...
They had an out.
Yeah. It was as good an out as you could possibly hope for.
Yeah.
And they fucking blew it. For reasons I don't really understand.
I think we're
crazy.
supposed to, like, I think starting with the 50-year-old woman, I think we're supposed to get the idea that he's starting to lose. Yeah, he's starting to go farther than she wants to with their whole endeavor. And, like, because at that point on, she's really reluctant to take part in it. But,
I'm almost kind of thinking, like, as we're talking about this theory kind of popped in my head. Maybe it's she was just as depraved as he was at first, but it was after the attempted rape of her that maybe she had, like, I kind of feeling pop in her head is like, now I know what it's like, and I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily even think it was that he got worse. I mean, they'd already done a pretty decent amount of really horrible things. I can't really say what they did after that was any worse. I think it was just maybe she's like, oh, that's what it's like for them. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah. But I remember she expressed some reluctance before, like, because she didn't want to kill the old woman with the bulldozer either. Like, before they even went to that.
That's true. That was before the rape.
Yeah, before that scene even took place, like, leading up to it, she's like, no more victims, and he's like, yeah, we're just having fun this time. And,
just gonna have fun, pee on old lady.
Yeah.
If she bites my dick, all bets off.
Yeah.
Like, she's biting. Yeah, okay. She bit my dick.
Yeah.
Game on. That scene almost kind of felt more like it was she just didn't feel like it that night.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe that's just me. It just kind of seemed like she was like, I want to just stay in tonight and watch.
Yeah, well, the last time she didn't feel like it, a goat got fucked. So
that's true. Well, this guy gets, like, the worst cases of morning wood.
Yeah.
It's like, wakes up one morning, gotta fuck a goat.
Yep. Wake
up another morning, you know what? I'm gonna rape the landlady. Or the landlord.
Yeah.
It's like he's got to hit the ground running, basically. Yeah. And then hit the person he wants to have sex with.
Mm-hmm.
That was my best attempt at a joke there. Let's talk for a second about just how fucking 70s this movie is. I guess it's not really appropriate to say that they were hippies, the ones that raped her, or tried to anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's 70s. Hippies are done, but they're the post hippies.
Yeah.
With the proto Hulk Hogan mustaches and the bell bottoms.
Yeah.
And just kind of like the
disco hippies.
Yeah. If we're gonna keep up with the pro wrestling comparisons, they have the Hulk Hogan mustache and the Macho Man finger expressions when they walk for no reason, just like kind of fluttering them out and
cup of coffee in the big time. Yeah.
Hot blonde in the bathtub. Let's rape her. At Rapomania 5. Ironically enough, I did not have my cup of coffee before I came over here today, so I'm not in my A game mode. Oh well.
At least we're drinking.
Mm-hmm. I haven't had any caffeine, but I'm compensating by consuming alcohol.
Yeah.
They didn't have any aspirin at the concession stand, so I got you some cigarettes. Simpsons reference. There were some, like, considering that this movie was just a cheap cash-in exploitation, there was some decent attempts at credibility, I guess. I mean, yeah, as previously mentioned, the camera motif that kept on popping up.
Yeah.
And I noticed every time that in the movie there was like it was like sort of hand-to-hand combat or chases or what have you going on, they switched to a handheld style with like a wide-angle lens on the camera, which gave it a very disorienting sort of vibe. And I thought, okay, that was a nice little touch.
Yeah.
And throughout the movie, there were moments where it was like, this is gorgeous, actually.
Yeah.
Part of it had to do with the fact that we were watching a really damn good high-def transfer.
Better than it needed to be.
I was surprised, because I've had a DVD copy of this movie for years now.
Yeah.
And it's been a long, long time since I've watched this movie.
Yeah.
So long, and in fact, I remember the same night that I watched this movie for the first time, I also listened to Patton Oswalt's first CD for the first time. That's how long ago it was. Which, side note, if you haven't listened to Patton Oswalt's first CD, it's fucking amazing. Especially the Robert Evans bit.
Just listened to that the other day, actually.
The Robert Evans routine, when I first heard it, I laughed so hard I was dry heaving at the end. It's amazing. But yeah, there was, I remember before they went into the phone booth to fuck for mama.
Mm-hmm.
There were quite a few impressive shots in this movie.
Yeah.
Like just before the phone fucking.
Mm-hmm.
The shot of them walking up to the phone booth is just and they're walking up in front of this just beautifully weathered old Greek storefront.
Yeah.
And the shots towards the end when they're fleeing from the cops through the field was fucking gorgeous.
I thought so too, like surprisingly.
Yeah.
Considering the subject matter.
Like the piles of rocks on the hills that they're running through.
Yeah.
The grass field with like just all the different little creases of wind blowing through. It was really pretty looking.
Yeah.
And then a guy rapes him in the butt.
Mm-hmm. And throws him into a pit of like limestone.
Yeah.
And like I like how they're like these big thick rocks, and like he just throws him over the ledge and he's immediately submerged up to his waist.
And can't get out even though this shit was already just picked up by a guy.
Yeah.
Now, he never looks like he cannot possibly get out of that.
Yeah.
It looks pretty easy. Like he's breathing and the rocks are moving. But yeah, I thought this was. I'm trying to think. Like it's not as effective of a shock movie as something like Cannibal Holocaust, or if we want to compare it to more recent fanfare, something as shocking as Martyrs.
Yeah.
Let's say.
Which I haven't seen Cannibal Holocaust. I meant to watch it for this, but didn't have the time when.
That'll hit you, man. Yeah. That's a potent one.
I've seen Cannibal Ferox.
That cannot prepare you for what's going to happen in Holocaust. Ferox is, I feel, that's a bit more in line with this movie, where it's like it's just not working fully. With this movie especially, Island of Death, the production sort of glitches because of the low budget and the bad acting, and all that sort of stuff. It almost kind of makes it like if Tommy Wiseau directed Cannibal Holocaust. Like it's not all the way into The Room territory, but it's knocking on the door.
Yeah.
So none of the horrible things that are happening in this, am I really being sold on? Kind of like much like Pink Flamingos, as mentioned before.
Yeah.
But I was going to say it's fun. It's not. I wouldn't necessarily say this movie was fun.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
honestly, like, I at the end, I'm like, well, I didn't hate it. I mean, I have a hard time saying that I liked it, but I was entertained by it.
Yeah, you're not watching it thinking like, oh my god, I can't believe they're doing this sort of stuff. You're more watching it like, oh man, what they gonna think of next?
Yeah, that's pretty much, that was my mindset the majority of the film, I'd say.
I think it's a good example of the type of film that was being targeted for the video nasties.
Yeah.
Which, let's go ahead and... I think we've covered the movie for the most part.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and jump into the topic. Video nasties.
Yeah.
That was a movement in England in the early 80s to essentially ban any movie that was considered, I guess, for lack of a better term, depraved.
Yeah.
Be it because of violence or because of sexual situations.
Right.
The ones that, if they're banned for sexual situations, usually violence was going to be brought into it.
Yeah.
There were there's some movies where that wasn't necessarily the case. I know there was one, and this maybe not even because of sexual stuff, but there was one called Fight for Your Life.
Okay.
Which I've seen, and I personally would not recommend it. It's just a very unpleasant experience. It's just basically like a group. If I'm trying to remember it because it's been a few years ago, I may not have this first part right. They're either a group of prisoners that just escaped from a prison, or they're a group of like bank robbers that are on the run, and they hold up in this house to get out of the eye, get out of view. The thing is, the leader of the criminals is a hardcore racist. And they hold up in a black family's house. And it is just a lot of inward this, inward that, a lot of racist stuff. It's just a fucking barrage of it. And it's very unpleasant and uncomfortable. I can't even begin to imagine what it was like to make that movie. The leader of the criminals was... Have you seen all of Blade Runner?
Not since I was in high school.
The guy that... Sebastian, the one that lived in the building that the replicants house hold up in, that they find out was like the inventor of them. Yeah. He's the leader.
Okay.
That doesn't really add anything. Just a layer.
Yeah.
To make the story better. But yeah, the movies that were banned, well, some were banned, some were just basically put on a list for future consideration of whether or not they will be banned.
Yeah.
Most people, when talking about the video nasties, will count those as part of the list. I do.
Yeah. And
it went pretty hardcore. There were arrests made.
Yeah.
There were...
video stores raided and stuff like that.
It was pretty intense. For some reason, I always kind of got the impression that, like, the one movie that was, like, the poster child of this was The Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. Like, Cannibal Holocaust, so much more potent. Island of Death was so much more potent.
Maybe just because of its popularity.
I think that could have been it, yeah. I think, Evil Dead definitely does seem... who am I kidding? I can attest to this. Evil Dead is definitely one of those movies where both, whether it be the box art or just like what the movie itself has in it, it definitely appeals to like the preteen boys. Yeah, because it appealed to me. Although I do remember I had to take 2 attempts at watching the movie because the moment you get to the tree rape. Yeah. The first time I tried watching, I was like, nope, I'm out. Not working. Not happening. And then I remember, I was young enough where it's like, you
watch flashbacks from when you were raped by a tree.
Yes. I was trying to think of some sort of pun to make. And
you were triggered. Triggered.
Nice. Tree. Very nice. You win a cookie. I remember after trying to watch the first one, and that came up and think, nope, not happening. I watched the second one like a year or so later.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, as I was watching it, like, one of my parents came in, and, like, they were kind of glancing at it, and it came up to the scene in the second one where, if I remember correctly, I think her name is Bobby Joe, gets wrapped up by the trees and, like, pulled off into the woods.
Yeah.
But as the scene starts up, I'm having flashbacks, like, oh my god, there's going to be another tree rape. And my parents right there, I can't remember if it was my mom or dad, and I was like, I thought we were going to stop this. No, keep it going. This is interesting. I was like, oh, fuck. And thankfully, no rape. There was potentially going to be a very awkward conversation to be had, but fortunately, we were able to sidestep that.
Yeah.
The video nasties epidemic got so intense at one point that a rental store was raided, and the owners and cashiers were threatened with prison time because they were renting out copies of The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. And the police were so fucking stupid, they didn't know what that movie was.
Yeah.
They just assumed it was...
Smut.
Yeah. They thought it was a porno.
Yeah. Not
really noticing, like, it's just one of those hardcore pornos with Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds.
Yeah. Oh.
That's a proper response. Yeah, no. Just, honestly, just 70s porno in general.
Yeah.
And no. There's way too much hair. Everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even talking about just, like, pubes. I'm just, like...
Backs, chests.
Yeah.
Stashes.
There's always a line that I think of from American Dad. There was a Christmas episode where, like, the ghost of Christmas Past took him back to the 70s, and he just ran off into the 70s. So then the ghost of Christmas Past goes back to the present to get his wife and says, you have to come back with me. We got to get him. And she's like, okay, and just walks off into the bathroom. And the ghost of Christmas Past is going, what are you doing? We got to go. And you just hear from the bathroom, you're crazy if you think I'm going back to that filthy decade without some hand sanitizer. That perfectly captures my feeling on the 70s. Yeah. The whole decade's fucking gross. I would much rather take either the 60s or the 80s over the 70s. It's just nasty. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the film stock they used back then makes everything look nasty.
It could be like the floral print on all the furniture.
Yeah, who the fuck thought that, like, burnt oranges and browns and pea soup greens were, like, just a perfect color combination? Are you out of your fucking mind? Jesus, man. That's horrible. You know, at least when you get to the 80s, you get, like, all the day glows, man. Yeah. Like, everyone's happy. Everyone's bright and festive.
Because we're all on cocaine in the 80s.
Back in the 70s, everyone's like, hey, I remember that movie, The Exorcist? That was really good. Let's all start getting stuff colored like her vomit. I don't know where that mentality came from.
Yeah.
I do kind of miss the good old days, though, when, like, horror movies could legitimately be nominated at the Oscars.
Yeah.
Rosemary's Baby and The Exorcist. You don't get that shit no more.
Yeah.
Because they don't make good horror movies no more. If they do, it's just like, and 5 people saw it.
Right.
You hear whispers of the Babadook.
Yeah.
But not enough so that it's going to be nominated for anything. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I don't think the Babadook should have been nominated for the Oscars. I'm not making that case.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on. The list of the video nasties came about primarily because of situations like The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, where they just didn't know what the fuck they were looking for. So they're like, all right, let's just go ahead and finally make a list.
Yeah.
A lot of this came about from one woman named Mary Whitehouse, who, I guess if I'm going to compare her to something more modern and American, if I remember correctly, his name was Jack Thompson. the politician that was campaigning against violent video games,
Oh,
specifically Grand Theft Auto.
Okay.
Pretty much a similar situation there. I hope I'm getting the name right on that.
I was thinking like Tipper Gore and like the whole
the
PMRC and shit. Yeah.
That'd be, even then, like that went a lot better because with that it was just a warning.
Yeah.
So essentially, like the music equivalent of a rating.
Yeah.
This was like, no, we're banning them.
Right.
And if you have them, you're going to prison. This fucking cunt bitch mother. Oh, people like this are such a sore spot with me.
Yeah.
Of like, well,
I don't get it, but I don't like it, so it needs to go.
It's like, I know it was I'm trying to remember which one. There was a Supreme Court justice or judge.
Justice.
I think they're both. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
That once said, I can't define what pornography is, but I know it when I see it.
Yeah.
It's like, well, then shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
So basically, it's all just up to your opinion.
Right.
It's not a matter of you are correcting people that are being unconstitutional. You're just giving your opinion.
Yeah.
And that's the law of the land. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And it's a combination of that and just the mentality of, some people may not take this the right way, or this may not be acceptable for children, so we're just going to get rid of it, period.
Right.
Instead of enforcing laws and rules saying, let's make sure it doesn't get into their hands, we're just going to say it's just not a thing anymore.
Right.
That's fucking stupid. There are fully mature and responsible people that know how to handle this shit. Us being an example.
Yeah.
Along with millions of other people.
Yeah.
People
I haven't killed anyone
shit.
too important as a result of watching.
Yeah, not too important.
Yeah.
There's a couple dogs. Homeless guy.
And they're not even really people.
Mm-hmm.
Once it hits deep fryer, it's not even human anyway.
Really, I mean, I've only killed one homeless guy. I don't even remember what his name is. I nicknamed him Ken because then it's like Hobo Ken. Ha! But that's pretty much it.
I quit.
You just mad because you didn't think of it. Or whatever.
Yeah.
So, that's pretty much Video Nasties week.
Yeah. I was looking through the list that you provided of Video Nasties that you linked to. The only other ones I've seen, I mentioned Cannibal Ferox, and then there, surprised me, Don't Go in the Woods was on there.
Yeah, that one, if I remember correctly, in the years since the Video Nasties epidemic,
yeah,
quite a few of these movies have been released fully uncut in England. Don't Go to the Woods, probably surprising to no one, is one of those movies.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, I think a lot of people, when that was put on the Video Nasties list, they looked at it and was like, are you fucking serious? Like, who's...
Are people offended by Farrah Fawcett? I don't know. Because there was that scene where there was like that Afghan rug hanging in the RV, and it's just that photo of Farrah Fawcett.
Oh, okay, yeah, the poster.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's like an Afghan or something. It looks like a cloth print of some sort.
My God, I think you have this movie more memorized than I do. Of course, I've seen the movie a lot of times, but most of the times I was really fucking drunk. So I guess that could explain that.
I just watched it in October, and I remember that was one of the things that stood out.
I still, you know what, I was about ready. Well, I'll go share the story. I think I've shared this story on one of the video podcasts.
Okay.
I think it might have been Last Slumber Party, which I think may have been why you watched it.
No, I watched it before
Okay.
that, I think. I don't remember, to be honest.
But I remember with Don't Go to the Woods, there was one night in particular when I got off work at the job that you and I first met each other at, the paper, our darling.
Yeah.
Place to fuck piece of shit. And I just had such a bad night there. I decided this was what I was going to do. I got off work. I went to Hardee's.
Or Carl's Jr. for some of you out there.
Or nothingness for people not in America.
Yeah. You're missing out.
Well... you're missing out on an interesting way to execute death by gluttony.
Like I said, you're missing out.
Yes. It's the Hardee's and Carl's Jr. It's two names for the same food chain. They might as well just change their name to I Dare You.
Yeah.
Because that's what everything on the menu is like. And I took them up on that.
Yeah.
After work, immediately went through the drive-thru. Got, I can't remember if it was the Monster Burger or the Frisco Burger.
Okay.
It might have been the Frisco Burger. I think that's I think there may be more bad things in the Monster Burger, but the Frisco Burger is more condensed hate.
Yeah.
It's
got that tangy sauce and then the sourdough bread.
Yeah, two slices of just butter-soaked sourdough bread, and you have like a 1/3 pound patty or half pound, depending on which version you get, which copy. You want to make a duplicate of this burger?
You wouldn't download a burger, would you?
Oh man, this is a 3rd generation burger dupe. Got gigantic patty of burger. You have a handful of bacon slices, big slathering of mayonnaise, a couple slices of cheese, and for the health-conscious folk out there, a slice of tomato.
Yeah.
Got that with curly fries and a Diet Coke.
Gotta watch those carbs.
Exactly. Get home, take a big gulp of the Diet Coke, and fill it back up with rum.
Yeah.
And then pop on "Don't Go in the Woods" because I have a DVD copy of it where it's a Grindhouse style double feature of that and this other slash movie called The Forest, and I was just like, let's see if I survive.
Yeah.
And as was often the case on these drunken escapades into watching "Don't Go in the Woods," something fell.
It was a box.
As is often the case with these drunken escapades into watching "Don't Go to the Woods," I didn't get to the forest. So take that as you will.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an entertaining enough piece of shit, the slasher movie.
Yeah.
I would say that and The Last Slumber Party are my two examples of hilariously horrible slasher movies. At least with The Last Slumber Party, though, it almost kind of feels like it's taking place in a parallel universe.
Yeah. Check out that episode.
Yeah. I believe that was the last video podcast we did. Yeah, because I never did. We do have a missing the Lost video podcast. We did one for a movie called Baby Ghost.
Yep.
That's the right response. I just ended up never doing anything with it. I was going to, if nothing else, make it just an audio version.
Yeah.
And then as I was flipping through it, it was like, holy shit, we were so blitzed on this. Like, I know I specifically was slurring my speech throughout the majority of the episode.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's not put that out there. But yeah, okay, so that's Video Nasties week.
Yeah.
Next week is 50 Sci-Fi, which that should be a lot of fun. Those are good kind of, I was supposed to say like Tic Tac episodes or Tic Tac movies. You know, you watch it and it was like, that was fun, and I forgot.
Yeah.
But we're watching one of the more classic ones.
What are we?
The
thing from space or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's like the Terror from Space or Beyond Space.
Okay, yeah, that sounds right.
Look how classic it is.
Yeah.
This thing with stuff.
I know I have Forbidden Planet on my list.
Forbidden Planet or Forbidden World?
Forbidden Planet.
Trying to remember which. Oh, you know what? Okay. Yeah, let's see. There's
robot thing carrying the woman.
And Leslie Nielsen.
I believe so.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it is.
Okay.
I've seen the movie. It's a good movie. That's That's one of the movies that's on the TV in Halloween.
Oh, okay.
Along with The Thing.
Yeah, I remember that.
But yeah, you'll enjoy that if you watch it.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll enjoy our movie for the podcast.
Yes.
All right, so I think that about does it.
Yeah.
All right.